So my editor actually wanted me to ask you this. What's the worst joke that you ever told?
Well, I don't know if specifically have a worst joke I ever told, but I've had jokes that have gone really badly. I did say one time we had we sometimes will like tell jokes about like people who've like recently passed away, like somebody who like invented like the deli sandwich will pass away, and then we'll make a joke about how they were like buried with like a toothpick through them, and people never like those jokes.
Has anyone like gotten mad at you for a joke and like contacted you personally?
Only Donald Trump's really the one who got the angriest. Like he genuinely has like written about me in his book about how I'm not funny. So that's, but I like that because he's, you can't have a better person be mad at you than Donald Trump.
Do you want to?
Yeah, is there anything that people have said to you because of your jokes? Or like being in the spotlight, does that change how, when you're writing a joke, does that really factor in what people think, or are you more of, if you think it's funny, because you were talking about how you like that one joke that you did that flops everybody.
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, there are like jokes that if you believe in them, you kind of keep working on them. You know, you feel like there's going to be a time where you're going to tell it and people are going to like it as much as you. And if you feel strongly about it, I think that's the most important thing. You know, I'd rather tell a joke I feel strongly about and have it not go as well as I think it should than tell a joke I don't like that I know will kill. That makes sense? You know, so that's the part, is trying to make those ones work. That's the challenge.
Where did the news personality come from? Did you have any news training for Weekend Update beforehand?
No.
Or were you straight into the improv, from the improv side?
Yeah, I went straight into from the improv. I mean, it was a part of the show that I always loved, doing Weekend Updates. So, you know, but really you just learn from watching with something like that. So.
And bouncing off of that, Jimmy Fallon went from Weekend Update, and there's been rumors of if Jimmy Fallon were to take Tonight Show, you might look at late night. Is that kind of in the cards, or are you looking?
I have to say, like, I'm as outside of it as you are. Like, when I read those things in the paper, I'm like, oh, that's certainly interesting. Somebody probably should have told me. Yeah.
If that was offered, do you think you'd be interested in something like that?
I don't know. I mean, I love SNL so much, I can't ever imagine life after it. But I guess at some point I'll have to go do something. But as of right now, I have no idea what that would be.
So, like, besides Weekend Update, you're also a head writer. Is there a cast member that, you know, you specifically like to write for the most, or who brings you material that you like to work with the most?
I like try to write more. Most of my stuff is sort of about, like, topical stuff. So it's less sort of, like, cast-driven. But there are members in our cast who just are, like, so perfect at everything. Like, people like Fred Armisen and Bill Hader. Like, I mean, anytime you write anything for them, they make it so much better. But our whole cast is super talented, so it's really fun to write for them.
And one of my favorites, and a lot of people love this, is Stefan.
Yeah.
And I know the whole story behind it, how John Mulaney changes the cue cards. How did that start?
I think it mostly just started because John and Bill are so close that they had a sort of relationship where it didn't seem like John was like screwing with Bill or trying to like trip him up. Like, I think Bill understood that it was really playful and fun. And once it started, and you know, the audience sort of was excited to see it happen every time, they just really fully embraced it. But it's a great thing because, you know, they don't obviously show me the changes either, so I'm seeing them for the first time as well when I'm out there with Bill.
And I know you don't do sketches anymore, but what was your favorite character or sketch before?
I did a guy named Dr. Zinger, who I did a couple of times, and that was one that I was really happy with. So.
Do you have a specific topic you like joking about, especially in a Weekend Update, more or less, you know, politics or?
I think, you know, politics always has the slightly higher level of difficulty, and so I'm always happy when we can, you know, tell a good joke about something that's happening in the news, particularly if it's something that's not, you know, necessarily, you know, funny at its core. If you can find a way to like deconstruct it and make it funny.
I know a lot of the sketches go from concept to script to production and then air all in 1 week. What are some of the challenges that go into doing that all in 1 week?
Well, you know, some of the bigger challenges are handled by incredible departments, like, you know, our wardrobe department, our hair department, our set design department. I mean, they are the best in the world at what they do. The challenge as a writer is, like, you know, when you start realizing on Friday something's not working, you know, you have to like fix it within the boundaries of what you have. It's not like you can all of a sudden say like, okay, you know what, this needs to not take place in a doctor's office. It has to take place on a boat. Like, that can't happen with only, you know, a day to turn it around. So, but again, like, what makes the show great is dealing with those challenges and the things that come out when you have to work under those kind of constraints.
Have you had a favorite band who's appeared in between?
So many, but I mean, gosh, Wilco's one of my all-time favorite bands when they were finally on. That was just so exciting for me. I mean, you know, it's obviously great anytime you have somebody like, you know, Bruce Springsteen on or something like that. I mean, great. Prince. So.
And finally, from me, you didn't do the Gamecock joke, as everyone. So how much do you tailor your stand-up routines to the area you go to? Do you kind of have a set deal and you kind of look at the city, or is it more?
Well, you know, it depends. You know, like tonight, you know, it was fun to talk about Mark Sanford. Like, that's a guy that I don't normally talk about. And you like to try to be aware of where you are. I think the audience appreciates when they know that you're not just doing the same thing over and over again. So, but it's hard. Like obviously, when you get into a place, it's already about 3 in the afternoon. You don't have much time to go be like a local historian or anything.
I want to ask who are your favorite people who are not cast members, like hosts to work with. I know Justin Timberlake, obviously, but.
Yeah, no, Timberlake's great. I mean, it's always, this year's been really excited. Like anytime you have somebody with a strong comic voice, like somebody like a Seth MacFarlane or Louis C.K., like that's really exciting. Melissa McCarthy's coming up, and she's like that as well. But we've had people like Bruno Mars, who has the Justin Timberlake type skill set, which is great. And then every now and then you get somebody like Martin Short, who's just like as good at it as anybody has ever been. So those are really fun.
Is there anybody you want on that you're kind of?
Tom Cruise. I think I want Tom Cruise. Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much.